Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this year's Spirit of Hope Luncheon. Please welcome past president of the Magnolia Council and one of this year's luncheon co-chairs, Kathy DeRoy, and our current Magnolia president, Kelly Prather.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Magnolia Council's Spirit of Hope Luncheon supporting Tower Cancer Research Foundation. Because of your generous support, this year's luncheon has set a new record for money raised at our luncheon event. We all should be very proud, and I could not be more grateful.
We want to thank everyone for joining us today. We've missed all of you these last couple of years, and we are thrilled to be back in person. And of course, to see all your beautiful faces.
We especially want to thank our spectacular honorees, Tony Ferreira, Randi Grant, and Carolyn Hackman. All of them embodied the mission of Tower Cancer Research Foundation and the Magnolia Council.
On your chairs today is a wonderful children's book written by 17-year-old David Cohn, whose mother had cancer 12 years ago when David was only 5 years old. Joining us today is both David and Marina. Marina is a personal dear friend of mine and a patient of Dr. Philomena McAndrew. It is a sweet and comforting book for children and parents who are dealing with the uncertainty of a cancer diagnosis. Thank you both, David and Marina, for this thoughtful and meaningful book. Please, let's give them a round of applause.
While it feels so gratifying to be part of this amazing Magnolia team that puts together this fabulous luncheon each year, I know it really takes a village. And we could not do it without the incredible staff at Tower Cancer Research Foundation. Thank you all for your heart. I would also like to thank, let's recognize that. Yes. I would also like to thank my friends and co-chairs, luncheon co-chairs, Beth Goren and Shelley Warsofsky. Their dedication to the cause is truly remarkable. You'll be seeing them later in the program.
On behalf of all of us, Magnolias, we would like to congratulate everyone on another successful event and remind you that we are not done yet, so please reach deep into your hearts and your checkbooks to help the women, children, and men who have been challenged by cancer. And again, thank you for your generosity. We are making a difference. Now, please turn your attention to the screens to learn a little bit more about our organization.
All the stages of cancer are difficult, from the beginning of diagnosis, and then certainly the time that you're in treatment, and then after treatment, you have to rebuild your life.
I'm so proud of everything that Tower has done. I'm so proud to be a part of Tower. I want to get up on a rooftop and just yell out what a lot of people don't really understand what we do.
The Magnolia Council is this fierce group of dynamic women volunteers who are so committed to raising money to defeat cancer in lots of different ways. $500,000 senior investigator grant and the incredible programs at the Magnolia House.
The programs at Magnolia House aren't just about physical healing. They're about the mind, the body, the psychological healing that takes place.
What the Magnolia House is providing is a different arena for healing that is beyond medicine.
Going from the fighter to the survivor to the thriver.
You realize you're not as alone, you're not as different, that people in different stages, go through the same thing.
A place for patients to come and not only talk about it, but encourage each other towards their goals and healing each other.
Participants tell us all the time how it's a lifeline for them, and it's a place where they derive a sense of community and empowerment. It's been
life-altering for them.
The fact that these programs are available free of charge makes them accessible.
Right away, when COVID started, they knew that they had to keep the classes going for the patients. They knew the patients could no longer come in, and it's been astounding. They've been able actually to increase some of the sizes of the classes. People that live out of state are taking some of these classes.
It's a great way to not be so isolated.
Had never understood how important support programs are, and it was amazing. It changed my life.
I know that without it, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have as much hope for life, that's for sure.
I feel like the classes that I got to take through Magnolia and Tower were a gift to me, and I'm so grateful to be able to give that gift to others.
Just can't say enough words about Magnolia House of how that really impacts your life. It saved me.
This is a real place doing real work, helping real people.
Cancer treatment in general has come, a very long way over the years, and we rely on the research to make those strides, and the research wouldn't be possible without funding.
You're giving to an organization that has a track record of funding incredibly successful, incredibly important research, and the most important thing is that all this incredible research is happening right here in your own community, in your own community hospitals.
The government isn't giving out as much money, the NIH, the usual places have cut back, so we have to keep funding cancer research.
If we can really find a way to be successful in our efforts, we can make a huge difference in long-term outcomes.
My dear friend of over 40 years, his wife was diagnosed with lung cancer, and given literally a few months to live, then a clinical trial developed by Tower researchers had a drug that was supposed to work for 2 years. And here it's been 8 years, the drug's worked and saved her life. Not just writing a check to some unusual organization. Here was something you could concretely see a wonderful result from it, from Tower's direct involvement.
It constantly has me motivated and thinking, what's next, what's next?
Well, the fantasy is we've healed your child from a cancer that, traditionally has no success rate right now. And if we help enable those conversations to happen, then we've done our job.
Please welcome the founder of the Magnolia Council, Nancy Mishkin.
Welcome, everyone. It's so nice to see all of your faces. I want to talk about somebody who is very special and someone who has been by my side since the very beginning. It's one thing to have a passion-driven idea, but it's another to find a partner who feels that passion and helps make it happen. Today, I get to recognize someone in this room who has always given 100% and who always shows up to with an important mind, with an open mind and an open heart, and some mishigas, if you know what that means. Today, we get to surprise this woman who has helped push this organization to new heights, and they are always beautiful. I'm presenting Shelley with an Outstanding Service Award, and she has been by my side this whole time. I couldn't be presenting this to someone I love more. Shelley. It's fun.
I'm completely shocked. Had no idea this was happening, but all I can say is thank you to all of you for helping this journey be what it is today. We started this group 12 years ago. Look where we are, and today we hit it out of the park, and that's thanks to all of you that made it happen. Thank you so much.
To present our first Spirit of Hope Award, please give another round of applause to the chairman of the Magnolias and one of this year's Luncheon co-chairs, Shelley Warsofsky.
Diane von Furstenberg once said, "Style is something each of us already has. All we need to do is find it." And Tony does just that. He is the quintessential style navigator, guiding his faithful to the most beautiful fashion available. Women come from all over the world to spend a day with Tony in his famous lair at Saks. seeing the newest, most exquisite fashion in a warm and fun environment. In fact, many friendships have been formed in that room, bonding over fashion, family, and so much more. I know that many of you here today share this feeling with me. It's one of my happy places. Tony is an extraordinary human being with a magnetic personality and a huge heart. He has always been an avid supporter of this event today, year after year, giving of himself. He has such a positive, kind nature, and even with his cancer diagnosis and during his treatment, he didn't change one single bit. He said, "I just need a little tune-up and I'll be fine." He never complained, always smiled, and even through his most trying times, he held himself with such grace. Please join me in learning a little bit more about my hero, one of this year's Spirit of Hope honorees, Tony Ferreira.
My mom used to always tell me you should have been born to a rich family because all you want to do is shop, and now I have the privilege of shopping as a career. Today we're here in Saks in Beverly Hills in my office. I'm a personal shopper at Saks Fifth Avenue. This is where I see all my clients and dress all my clients. It's almost like my own boutique inside of Saks Fifth Avenue. My favorite part of dressing people is probably making them feel confident, making them feel happy about themselves, and also establishing friendships with most of my clients, which is fantastic. With people like Shelley, I get introduced to some of their causes and charities that are dear to their heart and also become dear to mine. Since the first Magnolia Council Luncheon, I've always been involved every year. I always try to get a lot of the vendors at Saks Fifth Avenue to donate items for their auction. I always get to try to get people to buy tables and seats for their wonderful luncheon and to try to support this incredible organization. I grew up in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, right near Cape Cod. I was very blessed. I had two of the most amazing parents. My parents came over from Portugal with little means, but they were always there to support family, neighbors, friends. They instilled values in me of always being kind to others, giving back to the community. Even as a young child, I was putting clothes together. My mom and my sister would always ask me for my opinion on what they should wear. Sometimes it would be what handbag should they wear with what dress, what shoes should they wear with what suit. I just had an instinct for dressing women. So now I've lived in Los Angeles for about 27, 28 years. I've had the privilege of meeting so many clients and developing so many friendships through my career. And I'm just blessed, and I love my job, and I love what I do in life, and I love the opportunities it has given me. Me and my husband, Gant Griffiths, we met at a supper club. I was sitting with a bunch of people. I had just moved to Los Angeles, and I saw him walking in the door, and he had a smile on his face, and I said, I need to get to know him. And now we have been together 23 years as partners in life. About 2 years ago, my birthday was coming up, and I decided that it was time that me and my husband went and got colonoscopies. And when I woke up from the colonoscopy, I had the doctor telling me that, unfortunately, we have 7 polyps, and they do not look that good. I found out that I had colorectal cancer. Of course, I was very, very scared. You hear the word cancer, and your whole life changes. You feel like, oh my God, what am I going to do? With the support of the Tower Cancer Research Foundation, my husband, and the Magnolia Council, I was able to take it step by step and go through my whole 1.5-year journey of going through chemotherapy, going through radiation, having a couple surgeries. Halfway into my chemotherapy, we realized that my husband Gant needed a heart operation. So I would pretty much leave my chemotherapy, run over to the hospital, and be with him in his room while he was recovering from his heart operation. While he was so strong and there for me at the beginning of my journey, I also had to be strong and be there for his journey too. Luckily, we were blessed to have each other's support through that hard time in our life. Thinking about the light at the end of the tunnel really motivated me, and here I am in remission, and I hope I give inspiration to others who are going through this disease that they too can defeat cancer. Part of sharing my story is also to bring awareness to early detection. Please, please, please keep getting tested, keep getting colonoscopies. It saved my life, it could save yours also. This is probably the most important award I've ever received in my life. I'm very humbled and honored to receive this. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, the Magnolia Council. Thank you, my family, my friends, my medical support, Dr. Hoffman, Dr. Feruzman, Dr. Atkins, and most of all, thank you, Gant, my husband, who this was probably harder on him than me, being my caretaker, and we got through it. We defeated cancer. Hey, you guys. I was supposed to do just a little short speech, but you know what? Guess what? You know, I like to talk. So I actually have a speech to say. So usually I'm pulling my client book out of my pocket, not a speech, but here we go. And thank you for being patient. And this means so much to me for all of you guys to be here. Anyways, I'm so humbled to be one of the honorees this year. I know you just watched my video, but there's a few more things I'd like to say. First, I want to thank Shelley and the Magnolia Council also for her kindness and friendship and for recognizing me and presenting me with this award. Besides Caroline and Randi, we are not the only ones that should be honored today. They say it usually takes a village to raise a child. It also takes a village to beat cancer. Those being honored should also be my amazing support team who helped me get through this journey. This includes my close circle of friends, many of whom are here today, and my family who were there for me when I needed them, sometimes even just to hear me vent. Tower Cancer and my incredible oncologist, Dr. Hoffman, my surgeon, Dr. Feruzman, my radiologist, Dr. Atkins, who all three helped save my life. I was told numerous times that this was the dream team to have for my type of cancer. So I was very, very blessed to have this, and thanks to Tower Cancer again. Also, my workplace at Saks Fifth Avenue, I'd like to thank them. They allowed me to work at my own pace, including sometimes from home, with complete compassion and understanding, which allowed me to do the job I love, keep me distracted, and from time to time, see your faces in my office. And, you know, I was thinking about this earlier, and I just wanted to say, you know, a lot of personal shoppers have clients. I don't consider any of my clients. They really have become friends and family to me. And it's like I wake up every morning and I'm so blessed because I'm always thinking, ooh, who am I going to see in my office today? And I love going to work and I love seeing you guys. And you guys really mean so much to me and you guys really helped me get through this. So I just want to thank you guys for all that too. I also want to thank Robert and Ian, my general manager who really helped me through this. They were there for me this whole time. You know, whenever I couldn't make it to work, they were there supporting you guys and helping me with all my clients. Maria and Peyton, my assistants, who kept the office running smoothly. They went above and beyond their duties to do that. So I really appreciate you both. I also want to thank all of you for being here today, for all your love and support. That means more to my heart than you guys can ever imagine. And lastly, I would like to thank the love of my life, Gant Griffiths, who stood by me through my whole journey, always encouraging me to go to my next chemo, radiation appointments, 3 surgeries. He told me every day that everything was going to be all right and that we would get through this together. By the way, he sat with me and kept me company with every single appointment that I had, except for 2 that he had to miss because of his own surgery. And you guys heard that on the video also, but yes, he had, during my 2nd month of chemo, he found out that he had to have his 2nd valve replacement. So we both were going through our journeys together due to a birth defect that he was born with. He also kept me going by waking me up early in the morning, which I hate, but he got me up early in the morning to keep our routine as a family going for our daily walks with our 2 dogs, Ruby and Pearl. He always showed me love, and he never complained how hard this was on him. I couldn't have done it without you, Gant, and I love you so much. In closing, I just want to reiterate this. Please, please, please Go get your checkups, you guys. Go get your colonoscopies. Go get your mammograms. Go to the doctors. This terrible disease can happen to any one of us or our loved ones. I never expected to have cancer. I never had cancer in my family. None of my cousins, none of my aunts, uncles, mother, father. We never had cancer in our family, and I ended up getting it. So if I hadn't gone for my colonoscopy and waited a few more months to a year, I probably wouldn't be here today to see all your beautiful, caring faces. So please go get checked so we can make so many more memories and enjoy this precious life we have been given. Thank you, guys, and thank you for everything. Really appreciate it.
Please welcome the Executive Director of the Foundation, Linda David.
Tony, I know that I'm not alone when I say that you are an inspiration to many, and I, for one, could not be more grateful for your reminder about the importance of cancer screening and early detection. Because of the generosity of those who came before us, we know so much about cancer, and we have drugs that extend lives, but we need more. Together, we can turn this disease into a treatable condition. And together, we can expand Magnolia House programs to provide a wellness community filled with hope. Together, we can make a difference.
Linda, you've been a true partner to the Magnolia Council over the past 9 years, and I'm thrilled to be able to express our gratitude. Many of us Magnolias have known Linda since she joined Tower 9 years ago. She brought so much energy, fresh ideas, and a new vision for the direction of the foundation. Her passion for the cause was palpable and infectious. The Magnolia Council has directly benefited from her intelligence, her patience, her pragmatism, and her creative problem solving. We would not be where we are today. We wouldn't be this force without you. Linda has decided to move on to new adventures, and today is actually her last day with Tower. I know, sad for us, but on behalf of the Magnolia Council, here is, just know that we will surely miss your leadership, but even more, we'll miss your heart. This is a small token of our appreciation. Maybe you won't leave now.
It has truly been my pleasure.
Turn your attention to the stage and welcome the Foundation's Board Chair, Nancy Rosenfeld.
On behalf of the Board of Tower Cancer Research Foundation, I want to share my gratitude and admiration for the women of the Magnolia Council. What you have accomplished here today is literally a feat unmatched by any other group in the city, and I could not be more proud. The Magnolia Council are an integral part of the foundation, responsible for many hands-on projects as well as substantial fundraising. Their commitment to the Tower mission is vital to the work that we do daily. Congratulations. And while this event serves to recognize the outstanding work of the Magnolia Council, I want to take a moment to thank Linda David for all her hard work, passion, and vision. TCRF is successful in large part to her leadership. Linda, you will be missed. And I'm told I should just wave this and let you know you have a present with you. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for making this such a successful event. Thank you again.
Please welcome to the stage, Beth Goren.
53 years ago, I met Randi Grant, and we became instant friends. Over many years, our families have shared special occasions and holidays together. She indulges every one of my grandchildren with a birthday and holiday gift each year, and they all call her Granty. About 10 years ago, I asked Randi to join the Magnolias, and her instant response was, "I'll do anything you ask me to." She has been an active member, serving on the executive board, and literally has no inhibitions. She will unabashedly ask anyone to donate to our cause, and you can see how convincing she is by all her family and friends that have joined us here today. She is a true ambassador of the Magnolia Council and Tower Cancer Research Foundation. She has redefined the meaning of dedication and generosity, and that is why the Magnolia Council honors her today. Let's now hear what Randi has to say.
I think philanthropy and giving to charities is learned at a very young age. It's not about what you get, it's about what you give. When I was a child, I went on a scholarship for 3 years to a camp, Camp Hess Kramer in Malibu. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship to the camp. They said, "You're from divorced parents, we're not gonna make you pay." And that was my big lucky day that I went to this camp, and somebody took a chance on me. And every day of my life now, I take a chance and want to help other people.
I met Beth Goren at the water fountain there when I was 11 years old, and she is my best friend. And she's involved in this group.
She stopped and said, "I want to be your friend." And I looked her in the eye and said, "And I want to be your friend." True story. Beth being on this board and bringing me in to this group has changed my life for the better. I met Warren Grant 41 years ago on a blind date. Got in the car and he said to me, "Do you want the window down or the air conditioning on?" I thought, what a nice guy, he must not be from Los Angeles. He was conservative, kind, handsome, and I felt I was Cinderella, and I met my prince. I am truly blessed to have 3 healthy children with him, Adam, Jason, and Jordan, and we do have a little girl. We have Bailey, who is our dog. My interest in real estate started when I was a child. My father was a builder, and my mother was an interior designer. I have a degree in interior design. For years, I had a company with my mother called Design World. My relationship with my mother was very close. She had a lot of turmoil and trauma in her life. I think it really made my mother live again when my kids came into her life. It was probably the best part of her life. My second son, Jason, he would pick my mother up from where she lived the last few years in his convertible, and he would be waving down the street with my mother in the car going, "She's my date for the day." And she'd come home and she'd almost cry from the joy. Unfortunately, my mother suffered cancer about 6 years ago. She had had other kinds of cancer before, but her drastic one was lung cancer. Dr. Hamburg had pulled me in and my mother to get her help. I am blessed that Dr. Hamburg gave her 3 more years of her life, and if she was here today, she would say the exact same thing. We used the Magnolia house for my mom. I went with her. She got yoga, she got meditation. It really helped her life those 3 years. It kept her alive. And I think the love and the support that the Magnolia Council gave her, it really made her get up every morning and know that people loved her and cared about her, that she just wasn't an old lady suffering. The luncheons here, the girls would I'd invite my mother as a guest and they'd just be all around her. And she'd feel like she was the queen. My mother's treatment was a trial drug, and if there hadn't been research on it, she wouldn't have been cured of lung cancer for 3 years. Research now will save lives in the future. We have to live on hope these days. It's a big word, but it's a great one. To win the Spirit of Hope Award today, I am grateful and thankful. I wish to thank all the Magnolia Council. I want to thank everybody from my family and friends for being here for me. I hope this award creates new research and new treatments for the future. Thank you so much. I am very grateful.
Wow, that is a tough act to follow. Thank you, Beth, for my wonderful introduction, and a special birthday to Beth tomorrow. The power of us today creates the actions for the cure. Your donations for research will help move us forward to cure this silent illness. To the wonderful Magnolia Council, who all work so hard, even last night at 8:30 calling me. They all work with love, affection, and sheer gratitude. I am honored to be sharing this award today with Tony and my special friend, Carolyn Hackman. Many thanks and love to all my family, friends, and my loving husband. 39 years married is not enough for me. Here's to all. Thank you very much, all my friends and family and everybody in this room. Let's make the big difference. Thank you.
My very dear friend Carolyn Hackman is a true balabusta. Balabusta is a Yiddish word for the perfect housewife and mother. She's the fearless, emotional center of her family who makes sure her table is not only full of delicious food, but it's also full of family, friends, love, and laughter. I remember numerous times when she would set the table for 6 couples, and 1 hour before the guests arrive, Michael would call and say, there'll be 4 other couples joining us tonight. She rearranges the table without a bit of trepidation. Carolyn gives of herself in all that she does, and she exemplifies what it is to put others first. As part of our Magnolia family, I can attest that her commitment and generosity are beyond measure. She personifies what the word generous means. Let's hear some thoughts from Carolyn.
Who does not know anyone affected by cancer? My mother-in-law died of cancer, lung cancer, at age 63. My mother died of cervical cancer at age 71. So it does affect every family. My name is Carolyn Hackman. I have been married to Michael Hackman for 33 years and have 2 kids, Justin and Gabby. I was born in Montreal, Canada. I went to dental school at the University of Montreal. I went to graduate school in Toronto for periodontics. The first time I met my husband was in 1985 in Los Angeles at a wedding. He was living here, I was living in Toronto. We dated long distance, we're married long distance as well. We used to travel every weekend on Air Canada, and we always had the same flight attendants, and they would say, oh, so Carolyn, are you moving there? Or is Michael moving here? So it was quite a prospect, shall I say, but I wouldn't think twice about it. I moved here March of 1990, and I came down with an acute brain aneurysm in May of 93. Justin was 3 years old and Gabby was 11 months old. I went into a comatose stage. I was at UCLA for 5 weeks in the ICU. Then I woke up like 3 months later and somehow made it out of the coma and made it back home. I couldn't work in dentistry anymore. I'm just thankful that my husband was very, very supportive. I would say after the aneurysm, it took about a 5-year turnaround for my body to get back on track. But there was somebody up there that said, I'm not finished. It changes your views on what life is all about. In a sense, you gotta look at the big picture. I always say every day is a gift. If there's one thing I can teach both of our kids is that no matter what financial venue you're in, if you can make a difference in other people's lives, it's very important. I first found out about tower cancer because of 2 friends that unfortunately were affected with cancer and seek treatment here and were really well taken care of. And both of them are back in remission, which I think you can't ask for anything better. It's an organization that supports, patients not only throughout their treatment once they're diagnosed with cancer, but also all the different venues that the Tower Cancer offers to patients. You know, they have Pilates class, they have yoga classes, they have all kinds of different classes for these people who have undergone treatment, and they make them feel at home. Meaning they don't feel like outcasts, they feel right at home. Our friends that were involved in that, it made such a difference in their lives personally. That to me can't be changed. I think I just started by coming to some of these guest lectures and lunches and so on, and this is when they opened up the door and say, you know, if you want to join, that would be great. In my thought process, I said, whatever you can raise is something they didn't have yesterday. Because who does not have a friend, a family member who was affected by cancer? That's why the spirit of hope, a hope that there is a cure at one point in time. I sure hope so. It's hard to receive an award, to be truthful with you, when you do it because it comes from the heart. I'm humbled to be recognized, and I'm going to be thankful for, number one, my husband, Michael Hackman, my children. I want to thank all the Magnolias who've been involved for so many years in making this a wonderful organization who makes such a change in people's lives. And for everyone who's involved in Tower Cancer in making a difference in this whole picture. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beth. Much appreciated. I would like to sincerely thank the Tower Cancer Research Foundation for all the incredible work they do. Thank you to the Magnolia Council, a truly wonderful group of dedicated women who work tirelessly to aid and fund this organization. Every effort you all make to create a strong support system and necessary programs for people in need increases the quality of life for so many. I'm so proud to be a part of such an amazing group of people that help save lives every day. And lastly, thank you to my dear friends and my beautiful family for being here and for always supporting me. Love you all dearly.